Switch, like the original. It's not OLED or it's not the Nintendo Switch 2 or anything, it's the original, the basic. So this is what I use for my games. Unfortunately, now these it's going to be quite loud. Unfortunately, now that the second Switch has come out, I feel like the amount of games able to be played on the Switch are going to go down, which is just heartbreaking. it's on the Switch, so you just kind of have to take the game for what it is and play it how you play it. So yeah, that's the first one, and obviously it like continues the series, and you have to try and figure out what is actually going on. My dog keeps going out and coming in, and she's scaring me because I think, what is that in the corner of my vision? So yeah, very rogue, random game, but one that I actually really enjoyed, and it was like a shorter game. I think it was like, I don't know, each game maybe took me about 5 hours to play, but that's because I'm not good. I'm not a good puzzle, well I can be a good puzzle solver, but this takes some brain power. I did have to cheat a few times, look at like a walkthrough or something. So yeah, I did enjoy that one. The next game is Killer Frequency, and now we're gonna get into like the games that all kind of have a similar theme of multiple endings, choices matter, and that kind of vibe. I like games like that. If anyone, I know that a game, because I always like search games like Choices Matter and multiple ending games, and or games like whatever, and Undertale always gets recommended to me, but I just can't get behind pixelated graphics. I know that that's the art style, but I want something a bit more realistic, you know, so I just can't get behind it, unfortunately. But anyway, Killer Frequency, again, multiple endings, there's dialogue in it, we use like different dialogues, blah blah blah. So, Killer Frequency, I played it a while ago. It was actually a good like Halloween game, so I mean Halloween is nowhere near now, but maybe autumnal if you're in the southern hemisphere. But so it is a first-person horror game set in the 1980s, where you're basically a radio host, and you keep getting callers ringing in who end up being murdered. And like, you don't see the murders or anything, but like, and you're trying to basically figure out who the murderer is. And again, it's like a puzzle game, so then you like go around the radio, what are they called, like radio studio, why am I blanking, the radio centre, whatever you want to call it, and you're like trying to figure out different things. And the actual game, I googled it, and it should take around 5 hours, but it can take 10 hours. I definitely think it took me longer than 5 hours. I'm an adventurer when it comes to games. I like to literally go in every single door, check in every single bin or drawer. Yeah, I'm a, not adventurer, what's the word? I guess I am an adventurer. I'm just nosy. I like to get every single piece of evidence or do every single bit of the game correctly. So yeah, that's Killer Frequency. Very interesting. I really enjoyed it, and like, I just enjoyed being a bit of a DJ, really, like putting in the different finals. That's such a minuscule part of the game, but I enjoyed it, and I liked the fact that there was like a different dialogue, and you could, you know, choose what you wanted to say and stuff. Okay, next, a whole like series of games is Life is Strange. Everyone knows Life is Strange, but if you don't, it's hard to explain every single game because they're all a little bit different. 1 and 2, I think, right? 1 and 2 are like similar, so I think there's 1 and then there's like Before the Storm or something, and like also like a prequel. But they're all set around like teenagers who have powers, basically. So in one of them, in the first one, Max, can she go back in time, or it's like an alternate timeline kind of thing? And then in like True Colours, which is like she's in alternate timelines. So it's very, basically it's all kind of about powers, and again there's like different endings that you, or is there different endings? Yeah, I guess there is different endings. And you can choose like who you make friends with, and I really haven't explained this very well, and I didn't even put a description, so I can't read you. But every single game is just so different. But yeah, it's about these characters, and you basically like follow their lives, or like a small portion of their lives, navigating these powers, and you use them for various purposes. Like, I don't want to spoil anything either. For like, typically like an additional storyline that's going on, can you use your powers for good sort of thing. But it's not a superhero thing. I feel like when you say powers, you think, yeah, superhero. Okay, moving on. The next series of games is like the Dark Pictures anthology games, and there are only 2 that are available on Switch, and that is Man of Medan, and Little Hope. And these games are very, very similar to Until Dawn and The Quarry, where there's like real actors who play these characters, and like they're 3D modelled. The best way to describe it, I guess, is that it's a movie that you control. Is the best way, yeah, to describe it. So Rami Malek, he's in Until Dawn, which is a different but similar game. I would love to play Until Dawn and The Quarry, but I can't because it's not on Switch. But these games are like a mini version of Until Dawn and The Quarry, and there are definitely like well-known actors in it, but I'm blanking. One of them is, oh my god, what is his name? Bolter. Something. Why do I want to say Mick Bolter? That's not right. Will Bolter. Oh my god. Will Bolter. What a gorgeous man, by the way. He's my dream man. I love him. He's in it. So like genuine, like actual good actors play these characters. But it's a like CGI'd version of them. So it's not like an actual movie. Does that make sense? So Man of Medan is about these kids who, okay, what kind of kids, like young adults maybe, who basically end up finding this ghost ship, and you control different characters, and characters can die. It's so good. They are such good games. And then Little Hope is about a college field trip gone wrong, basically, where they can't leave this these monsters, zombies everywhere. And so Lee basically takes the role as her carer, and they've got to figure out what to do. They can't just like stay where they are because there's zombies everywhere. And it is a graphic, like comic style game rather than being like realistic. And multiple ending. Is there multiple endings? Yeah, it is multiple endings. Again, you can kill different characters off. Like choices matter, and what else? Yeah, they're all basically zombie related. Again, there's QTEs. I guess the only difference to things like the Dark Pictures anthology is the fact that it's just a very different art style. But yeah, absolutely love The Walking Dead. I was really sad when it finished. I will say though, the third, like the fourth, so the final season was my least favourite. Although I do love Clementine, it was just very weird, like the actual controls of the game. The UI changed for the final season, and at first I thought it was going to be for the better. I thought like it looked really good, and then I just, wasn't a fan. But yeah, those games will keep you going for a while. Like I think I played them every single night consistently for like 2 weeks, maybe for longer than that. There's just a lot of content, and also by another very similar vibe, like a story, or it gets kind of like a comic, story plot that you control, which is by the same company, same art style, same concept, but different plot. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. But it's a different plot. What is it called? I don't think it's called The Wolf Among Us. The Wolf, like owl, like a werewolf, but not a werewolf, just like The Wolf Among Us. And that is based on like a town or a city where all of like fairy tale characters live, but it's not a kids game. Just to put that out there, like there's murder and prostitutes and a lot of stuff going on in that. But that's also very good. I actually think I want to play that again. I don't remember the last time I played that. That is, though, both The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us and other Telltale games are also available on Apple. So your iPhone or iPad or iOS basically. So I would definitely recommend them. Definitely worth the money. And they're very old now, really, so they are very often on sale. So those are all the games that I absolutely love and have played, and if you have any recommendations, please put them below, because I need something else to play, because obviously, Animal Crossing is coming up, but I want something to be like immersed in, and also, if you know about Amanda the Adventurer, and if the third one's coming on Switch, let me know, because I really hope so. Something else I just wanted to say was just the games that are on my wish list. One is Stray, which is about a cyberpunk, a cat who lives in like a futuristic cyberpunk world. That's another thing I do like. I like the dystopian aesthetic and like apocalyptic and that vibe. But I do also like cyberpunk vibes. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. But yeah, Stray is about a cat who lives in like a cyberpunk world. So that one seems interesting, and that's on Switch, so I might get that. And also